And this is the secret between money and wealth. This is the secret between sticking in a rat race and being in a debt cycle versus breaking free. Okay, how to create a budget. Once again, there is several ways of doing this, and a lot of it has to do with the liabilities versus assets you already have. But let's say you are starting at flat, okay? The first thing is the need-want metric. This is your need and want. Understand the difference between a need and a want, right? I need internet because I work from home or I have business. I want Netflix, okay? These are just two examples. I need tires for my car. I want new rims, okay? I need electricity, okay? I want NFL Sunday ticket, okay? There's a need and want. Now, I'm using extreme versions, but I just want you to get an idea of what need and want, right? So now once you get into that mindset, it can help you with the broader things. First thing is your necessities, okay? Let's say you make $100,000 per year, okay? I don't know how much you make, but I'm just gonna use percentages, okay? The first thing is you need to pay roof over your head, electricity, water, right? So that's gonna be rent/mortgage and utilities. All right, so first thing you have to budget for. So let's say that costs you whatever, okay? I don't know what it is, but let's say that. Then vehicle, phone, internet, etc. Right? So these are your secondary. You don't have to have these to live. Obviously, you have to have them to work, but it's not something you need to live, right? So you budget for this, and then you budget for this, right? So that's what we're minusing from the $100,000. Okay? Oh, sorry, and food is in here too. My bad. But we're gonna get into food separately. I like to put food separately because there's a big difference between at-home cooking, the type of cooking, and going out to eat, okay? We're gonna go into what I like to call maintenance money, right? You wanna put money aside for maintenance. Now, some people will put this in their emergency fund, okay? So you can do that, or you can split it in, whatever. But I like to have money set aside for maintenance, for your car, for your house, for anything like that. Now, I'm gonna put this in the emergency fund here because it's gonna kind of fall in that. So now you wanna budget for your emergency fund. This is the amount of money that these cost plus 10%. So let's say your rent, your mortgage, your utilities, your food, your vehicle, phone, internet, all that stuff right there comes out to, I don't know, $3,000 a month. Then you wanna start building an emergency fund at $3,300 per month. And you wanna do that times, some people will say 3 months, some people will say 9 months, 6 months, 12 months. This all depends on your network. Do you have family nearby? Are they okay? Do you have, a wife or a husband, whatever you have or into, and do they have a family? Do you have a good support system? If you do, you need less. And if you don't, you need more. So you want to start saving for that emergency fund, and you want to have between 3 to 12 months, depending on your networking, of how much there, right? This is money that you don't touch. You don't invest it, you don't gamble it, you don't do anything. This just sits there. It sits there and it can die, but you don't care, because the worst thing is if the market turns, if your life turns, if anything happens and you come up, you could be wrecked because you don't have an emergency fund. Why is an emergency fund so important? Before COVID, something along the lines of 50% of Americans could not afford a $400 unexpected bill. $400 unexpected charge for something would put them in debt. That's why emergency funds are so important. Everybody's like, well, I don't need an emergency fund, I'll just put it in the market, or I'll be fine, or whatever. Look at the people who got laid off from COVID. Some of them, it took 3 to 5 months to get their unemployment benefits. And if they didn't have an emergency fund, they had nothing. They had nothing. It was so backed up, they had nothing. People were losing everything. If it wasn't for the eviction moratorium, we'd have thousands and thousands of more homeless people, all right? We've budgeted for our survival, our, income, we continue to make income, and we've got emergency fund. Now we're gonna start breaking it down, okay? These are the most essentials. These are, I have to live, I have to keep up my way of life, and I have to survive if something bad happens, right? So now we've got these 3 things. Now, this is where everyone is going to differ, right? Now you've got investing, you've got entertainment and leisure, okay? You've got, I don't know, we could add so many different things. Lifestyle, okay, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is where you have to decide where you are going to do this. As far as investing, I can't put a number. Some people say 10% monthly. Some people say 20%, whatever you can. Some people just say max out your 401k, more your IRA. That's up to you. Then you're going to budget your entertainment and your leisure, right? So before you even get into the investing, keep this on the sideline, go to entertainment leisure. What is entertainment leisure? How often do you go out? Do you want to go out once a week, twice a week? Are you going out too much? Are you not going out enough to survive yourself? Are you putting away for a vacation? Are you putting away, whatever? So let's say you put 10% of your money for that. And your lifestyle. Lifestyle could be clothes and shoes and, a fucking cactus, which I didn't know I was going to have. I was going to be able to have a child with my wife because I bought her a cactus and it died. How do you kill a fucking cactus? And then I trusted her with a baby. Okay? So you can say 10% here. So let's say this encompasses 60%, right? And this encompasses 20%, then you can invest 20%, right? You can decide how to do your budget differently. Everybody has to do it different, but this is only half the battle. And this is the secret between money and wealth. This is the secret between sticking in a rat race and being in a debt cycle or a fear and greed cycle versus breaking free and having FIFU. This is only half of it. I'm going to tell you the other half right now. Just because you make more does not mean you have to spend more. Anybody here ever read Rich Dad, Poor Dad? One of the lessons they talk about in there is the fear and greed cycle. I'm greedy. I want a bigger house. I want a bigger car. I want the newest shit. I want to go have this. I want to impress my friends. I want to go out and get drunk. Well, I spend all that money. Shit. I need to make more money to continue that lifestyle. Or if I want to keep doing it or doing it bigger, I got to make more. So I'm afraid. So I've got to continue to work in order to continue to spend. Because I'm greedy and I'm fearful and greedy. That's all you do. It's a rat race. It's a fucking hamster wheel. And you're running in it forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. How does this happen? Our boy here just graduated college, or girl. And he's sad because he's got debt. And he goes off and he gets a job at, I don't know, Acme, penis pump plant, whatever, PPP, okay? And he makes $50,000 per year. And he budgets accordingly, okay? He's young, he's got a roommate, and they're splitting the bills, and he's got all of it, and he's putting his money away, and he's being real smart with his budget, right? And he's paying off his student loans. So he's got a little bit less to invest or a little bit less for here or there, but he's compensating one player or the other. So he's got a smart budget. Well, now all of a sudden, he gets promoted to, I don't know, the foreman or the whatever, the manager, I don't know, whatever it is. Now he's making $70,000 a year. So what does he decide he's going to do? Well, I'm not going to have a roommate anymore. I want some privacy. So he upgrades that. He spends more. Nothing wrong with that. But you know what? This old junker car I've got, listen, managers don't drive that. I'm going to go out and get me a BMW. Well, I'm going to get some nice this. I'm going to start going out to eat nicer places. Oh, okay, Hoss. Like, there's certain things you want to upgrade in your life, and there's certain things that you're probably just doing. So now he's got this, but he realizes that he's went from making 50 and spending 45 to making 70 and spending 65. He's still saving the same amount of money if he's saving it all, but he's just doing this. And then in 5 years, he, now he is he's the regional supervisor. And now he's making $100,000 a year. But he's spending $95,000. Why? Because now he went and upgraded his car again, and now he's decked out this. He's going on vacations. And so he's still saving his $5,000 a year and putting that into his IRA, or $6,000 a year and putting it into his IRA, but he's only ever just barely doing the minimum because he makes more, therefore he spends more. I make more, I'm richer, I have more money, I should spend more money and treat myself. Yeah, every now and then. But think about this. Imagine if he went from $50,000 to $70,000, got his own place, another $1,000 a month, right? It's $10,000 a year. But everything else stayed the same. because you want to spend some money. You don't want to not improve your lifestyle, because then you're not going to be happy, right? So now, if that's the only new expense he had, and maybe a couple extra beers on the weekend or whatever, let's say he goes up by 12,000, whatever like that. Instead of 5,000, this goes up to, from 45,000 to, let's say, 60,000, right? He increased his lifestyle by $15,000 a year, but he's now putting $10,000 away rather than $5,000 away. And then when he goes to 100,000, now he ups his lifestyle a little bit more. He goes on some vacations, he treats himself, he has a nice dinner, he takes out for lunch, but he raises his cost of living to, let's say, 80,000, another $15,000 a year in lifestyle changes on the upside. But now he's putting away $20,000 a year instead of $5,000 a year. Budgeting is smart, but understanding that just because you make more does not mean you have to spend exactly as much more as what your increase in life. As time goes on, cost of living, it raises, always getting new jobs, getting promotions and stuff like that. The idea for me is to take the difference in the raise and half of it to lifestyle increase and half of it to investment increase. That way you can live a little bit of both, right? If you get a $10,000 a year increase, up your lifestyle by $5,000, up your investing by $5,000. Some people want to go 60, 40, 70, 30. 70 in investing, 30 in lifestyle, whatever. But that's how you break from that cycle. Because just because you make more does not mean you have to spend just as much more. But I'm also not going to be that guy who is going to tell you, save every penny, never go into debt, eat fucking ramen noodles and sleep in a cardboard box so that way you can make all this money. No, because then by the time you're old enough to reap the rewards of all of that sacrifice, you've given up all your years of being able to enjoy your life, and now you're left with nothing. You've got money and no time, or time and no money. Why not have a little bit of both? Life is about moderation. Everything is about moderation. People have to stop with this one or the other bullshit.